Man from Toronto is now streaming exclusively on Netflix, and it stars Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson, two actors I really respect. But together in a film, it really just doesn't, really trying to figure out how to put this. But basically, the story follows a New York City screw-up entrepreneur named Teddy, played by Kevin Hart, and he's mistaken for the Man of Toronto, who is Woody Harrelson, all when the two wind up in the same Airbnb, and because this is an action comedy, antics ensue, which most of them are supposed to be played for laughs. I wasn't really laughing all that much, though. I will say some positives with The Man from Toronto. I think the cinematography is fairly good for the most part. Kevin Hart, I think, is cast in the right role at this time. And you gotta give Kevin Hart credit where it's due. To get laughs, he's not overly screaming all the time. That's one of the few reasons why I really dig this film, Central Intelligence. Kevin Hart plays the straight man in this comedic duo with The Rock. And you know what? It really friggin' works. The Man from Toronto, he plays a very similar character, and he's stuck in a pretty similar compromising situation. Woody Harrelson plays the tough guy this time, and he does a fairly good job with the material he's given. But that brings me into my many problems with The Man from Toronto, because, guys, I really didn't like this movie at all. Number one, I found this movie incredibly dull and extremely predictable. And Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson just, by themselves, these are two really good actors, and they can be really funny. Together, I just didn't really think they shared all that great a chemistry. And here's another thing. I don't want to say Woody Harrelson is bad in this movie whatsoever, but could you imagine someone like Jason Statham coming in and playing a part like this with Kevin Hart? I feel like that would have been a lot funnier, and I feel like those two would have had a lot better chemistry. Just rename it The Man from Liverpool or something like that. Like, there's a good amount of sequences in here that are trying to be played for laughs, including a dance sequence. There's some vomit involved. And guys, this is listed as a comedy, and I don't even really think I cracked a smile one time. This is another film that's built around mistaken identities. Much like Central Intelligence, this is also a spy movie in some cases. And Central Intelligence does every facet of its story better than The Man from Toronto. As I was sitting there watching the film and I'm watching this story unfold, I was able to guess every single major story beat that happened along this entire runtime. And it's like, I've seen a lot of this done in better films, like a Central Intelligence. Heck, even the biggest action sequence takes place aboard this carrier plane. And this is the same studio that brought you Uncharted a few months before this. And it was almost practically cut and paste. Exactly the same action sequence as Uncharted. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. And not to mention, the action sequences in this film are directed pretty poorly. The way these scenes are edited together, WWE would be knocking at these guys' door. There are so many quick jump cuts that it was so difficult for me to actually tell what was going on. And this is some pretty good action here. The choreography is not terrible. I just wish that they allowed me to see a lot more of the hard work that was going into the fight choreography. So unfortunately, despite a cool concept, albeit derivative, Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson are both throwing their all into this despite an apparent lack of chemistry. The big thing with The Man from Toronto is it's dull and it's predictable. There's certainly going to be a lot of better options on Netflix for you guys this weekend. I'm going to give The Man from Toronto a D. I realize this is a fairly short review, but this film really did not leave a whole lot of impact on me, and I didn't really see a whole lot remarkable about it. If you're looking for a new film to watch on Netflix, I would recommend checking out Spiderhead, directed by Joseph Kosinski instead. I mean, if you like movies like Central Intelligence, this movie might be right up your alley, but let me know what you guys thought of The Man from Toronto down in the comments section below, because I feel like with the story they had and the people they had involved, this movie could have been a lot better. But honestly, guys, you can start the discussion down in the comments. I'm really curious to find out what you guys think, because I love discussing all new things, movies, and entertainment with you guys, as good or as bad as they may be. If you guys are new to the channel, you are all invited to the party. Smash that subscribe button and that notification bell right next to it. And what the heck, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button on your way out. This is all tremendously helpful in getting this content out there to more beautiful viewers like you. And of course, heading into the month of July, we are already halfway through the year. I'm very excited to bring you reviews for Thor: Love and Thunder, Nope, among a bevy of others, including my next retro playlist for all 3 Lord of the Rings films and all 3 Hobbit films in the build up to the Rings of Power. So certainly a lot that we can look forward to, and much more, my friends. Y'all are the best. And with all that being said, back talk commence.